Hi and welcome to Biz Today. I'm Nazareen Ebrahim. As you know, every week we profile successful entrepreneurs, get experts from the industry in studio to talk to us about trending topics for the day. It could be ranging across BE codes, good financial practices for your business, or getting the best staff members in, or even finding an angel investor. But today we feature a success story, and I love also finding particularly female entrepreneurs. Not that our male entrepreneurs are not doing great things, but female entrepreneurs who are making a name for themselves in our communities and also inspiring other women. Today we feature Adila Vahed. You will know her, if you do, from the business community in Durban as the leader of Adiva Business Network. Well, it's a new initiative, but she's going to tell us more about it, including all her other entrepreneurial achievements. Stay tuned. Adila Vahed, welcome to Biz Today.
Thank you, Nazreen. It's always a pleasure to be here, or be in your company rather.
You're a colleague of mine, a longtime friend, and I also consider you a mentor. Very successful businesswoman, moving from starting out your own events company, a very successful one, writing a book, launching a very nice coffee shop, and now starting up a business network for women. That's indeed an incredible journey as an entrepreneur. So I'm really glad you're here today to share your story with our viewers.
There's so many things on the go. I would rather we break it down into what it is you'd like to discuss, but it's really lovely to be here, and I must commend you on all the good work that you've been doing as well.
Thank you. It's nice to be in a network of like-minded entrepreneurs like yourself. Makes it easy for us to be able to do the kind of work we do. So let's start at the beginning. Tell us more about your background, education, family, growing up, and what inspired the entrepreneurial streak.
Well, I think I was always somebody who went against the norm. And then I grew up amongst 4 sisters, me being the eldest. I always thought I wanted to be a teacher because I was always sitting in front of a chalkboard with all of them listening, and also being the eldest of 15 grandchildren.
Wow.
I think the leadership role started at that point in my life. When I completed school, I studied a bit of travel and hospitality and hotel management, but most importantly, I volunteered my services to many institutes in and around Durban, and that experience I'm thoroughly grateful for. And so yeah, I had a pretty normal childhood and lots of fun. And thereafter, as I think each year I set new goals for myself and grew over a period of time. Alhamdulillah.
That sounds incredible. So it was your formative years clearly brought out your leadership role.
Sure.
Which allowed you to explore further on when you decided to be an entrepreneur. How did that come about? What inspired that change that you wanted to now own your own time?
Well, I think it would have happened after I had my daughter in 2009. So right up until then, I've always been working your 8 to 5 jobs and weekends, etc., and totally enjoying it. I started off my career in the hospitality industry. Prior to that, with several Islamic organizations, but officially when I completed my hotel management diploma, it was getting into the hotel industry, which required a lot of my time being in a sales and marketing management position, and it took me away from my little one. So that did bother me, and I tried to juggle in between the two, and with traveling and taking her on trips with me when she was just 3 months old. At some point I said that I need to break free from this, because with the experience that I have, surely there's something that I can do to give me more time with Azra. And so when she was 2 years old, I decided to leave after 8 years of working, or 9 perhaps, and opened up Adiva in Africa. And that's where we specialize in conference and event management, brand management, media, PR, and marketing consultation. And that's 6 years ago.
I've seen you at work, literally, managing conferences for thousands of people at incredible spaces like the International Convention Center here in Durban. And I mean, that's no easy task. So as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs are known for their characteristics of resilience and confidence. You, of course, built that confidence through your time in the conferencing industry and the hotel industry?
Yes, the hotel industry is quite demanding. And when you're in a space where you're running several venues at a time, or big hotels, and the requirements are high, the experience takes you to a point where you feel confident enough, I guess, to go out on your own and explore this. And when I broke free from the working environment or the environment of employment, I received several contracts from my clients to put huge events together, ranging from 500 people to up to 6,000 people, like you said, at the ICC and various venues in Durban and Johannesburg for that matter. And I was a one-man band, but I had my suppliers, and I guess they were my support structure, and we made it happen over and over again. Alhamdulillah. It's been quite successful. It's 6 years on, still going strong. We are focusing on other areas of the business as well, but most importantly is the event and conference management. And now, better than before, I've got a team. So
I really like the story, and I hope our viewers take away what I take away from your story, is that you went in, you of course started out being employed. And it's very good for a lot of people to do that, because you understand your strengths, your skills, your interests, and you're able to take away. So either you come out with an entrepreneurial idea and you go into business immediately, or you learn from what you've already been doing for others. And so you took that in your own space and you implemented it, but so well that you've done major conferences for global organizations. You did one recently, I think it was last year sometime.
yes, that was for Chengdu. It was where South Africa was handing over to Chengdu, because we had hosted the World Roots event at ICC. Well, it had been brought to South Africa, and next year it's taking place in China. So I actually did the gala dinner. I think it was for about 2,000 people.
What I want to demonstrate to viewers through your story is that even if you are a one-person band, and that's how most entrepreneurs start out, if you can leverage the resources around you effectively and be confident about your output, you can manage single-handedly anything like a large organization would. Is that how you felt?
Absolutely. Look, I think what's most important is when you are working an 8 to 5 position, you are in a disciplined environment, and there are targets that you set for yourself, and you're working within a structure, a corporate structure in which you need to produce results. And so when I left, immediately I said that I will adopt a formula and I will maintain discipline in my own business. And if that means 8 to 5, working on the business, then I shall do that. So the most important thing for those that are up and coming entrepreneurs, if I had to say, is discipline. And once you build a structure around your business, it's much easier, as opposed to feeling, hey, I can do whatever I want because now I don't report to anybody. I reported to myself, and so I think I put a lot of pressure on myself and put expectations in place.
Did you have a mentor at any stage in this process?
I wouldn't say I had a mentor. I have good family. I've had my mom and my late grandfather. They were always, and my dad, of course, always inspiring me and pushing me to move forward in life, giving me advice, and they were my biggest critics, I think. And no matter what I achieved, I didn't go home and get a huge party or congratulations. They were like, okay,
you can do better.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we need. I know families are so.
It wasn't where they were so totally impressed with anything. So maybe in my absence, but definitely not in front of me. Neither were they discouraging. They were very encouraging, but they were. If I had to put it that way, like you still have a lot more to get going. So.
Which only pushes you to do.
Absolutely, it totally inspired me.
You worked on the events company, which is now 6 years old and running very strong. And then last year sometime, or was it 2 years ago, decided to write a book.
2 years ago, 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
What happened? Because the common idea that people talk about is that everybody has a book in them. But 90% of the world die and go on and never tell their story.
Yeah. Okay, so my book is not about me or my life story. For those that read it would agree with that. What happened was that nobody's life is perfect. Through all of this, I went through a first marriage. I went through losing family and friends that were close to me, and there were challenges. I just feel that I received my, your midlife crisis at a much younger age. So I had 5 years of challenges, that didn't stop me. Maybe 7 years, if we had to really go back, that didn't stop me in terms of my work life. So I kind of distinguish between the two. The work life was successful and doing well. However, personal life, there were challenges. And so I decided to write down my thoughts and always be penning and researching and reading and trying to find solutions within myself to resolve life situations. And then I realized that I was stuck within the confinement of thoughts, both positive and negative, and the negative did nothing but bring me down. And that's when one day I said I need to get out of my mind, which is the title of the book. And so I attended, that very weekend I attended an event in Johannesburg. There were very dynamic speakers there, international speakers from around the world. And there was an opportunity with an author, a published author from Canada, whom I managed to speak to and kind of said, okay, I have written something, would you consider publishing it? And he said, yeah, sure, send it through. And thereafter, about 2 weeks later, I got news back that they were willing to publish it. And so I didn't send anything besides a brief overall idea of what the book was about. And then thereafter, I started writing immediately. So it took me about 4 months. And I submitted it and it was published, alhamdulillah. But like I said, the book titled Get Out of Your Mind is all about assisting other people and in giving them the tools and the knowledge to basically make better decisions in their life and make changes for the better.
But that's exactly it, right? A book, everyone carrying a book or books within them. J.K. Rowling probably had she had several books in her, so can only aspire to even begin writing some of that. But people who have a book in them obviously have them for different purposes. And your purpose is, of course, is to impact the lives of others through empowering them and encouraging them to live their best version of themselves. And this has come through your experience. So not only did your entrepreneurial journeys, including your own personal journey, help you to shape you as an entrepreneur, but also is helping you to impact the lives of others. Is this important for you as you move forward in life, is to make sure that you leave a mark on others through your work, through your conversation?
For me, ever since the birth of the book, I've since been titled somewhat as a mindset coach. I've been helping people for the past 2 years, I would say, on a one-on-one basis with relationship management, with mindset management, assisting them to get out of struggles within their thought process, which is where it is only. All the problems that you have in your life are only in your mind, and once you're able to break free from that, you're able to conquer and move past many challenges, if you want to say. So the thing that makes me most excited, where I feel completely, what would be the best word just to describe it, fulfilled, is when I'm assisting other people. And for me, that's most important. That's more important than everything else that I do in my life.
So I want to talk about the coffee shop, because that was the next stage of your life. I mean, your story is such an interesting one. It shows your ability to be a serial entrepreneur. So you're always thinking of new ideas, innovating within your space, and obviously identifying new opportunities. But the coffee shop was another stage into which you moved into, which is not far away from eventing and hospitality, because you're still within the hospitality industry. It's one of my favorite subjects because it's got a very, very sweet ring to it. But we're going to explore it a bit more in the next segment. So coming up after the break, we'll be speaking with Adila about the rest of her life journey, one of those being the coffee shop, the Chocolate and Cheesecake Bar, which is based in Durban. But I have it on good word that it could be in other places sometime in the future. So you've got to keep an eye out and watch it for a place near you in your city, somewhere in South Africa. And we also talk about her latest venture, which is the ABN, the Adila Business Network. All that and more coming up.